Hello everyone, welcome back to the channel. Today we are talking about one of the most famous coins in American history, the Lincoln Wheat Penny. These coins were minted from 1909 to 1958 in the United States, and even today many people still find them in old collections, jars, and pocket change. But here's the exciting part. Not all wheat pennies are worth just 1 cent. Some can be worth a few dollars, hundreds, or even thousands of dollars depending on the year, mint mark, and condition. In this video, I will show you how to identify valuable Lincoln Wheat Pennies, how mint marks affect their price, and what makes certain coins so rare in today's market. So make sure you stay until the end, because you might be holding a small coin that could be worth big money. Let's get started. First up, the Lincoln Wheat Penny is one of the most recognizable coins in United States history, and its story begins in the early 20th century, when President Abraham Lincoln became the first real historical figure to appear on a circulating American coin. And this decision marked a major shift in coin design that reflected national pride and respect for leadership. And the wheat penny design introduced in 1909 continued for decades and became a symbol of everyday commerce and heritage for millions of Americans. By 1965, the United States was going through a period of change in its coinage system due to rising silver prices and adjustments in minting practices. And although the classic wheat design had officially ended in 1958, the fascination with earlier Lincoln pennies remained very strong among collectors and enthusiasts, and any unusual or transitional coin from this era, especially without a mint mark, draws attention and curiosity. The coin collecting world, the absence of a mint mark on a coin can sometimes indicate that it was produced in Philadelphia, which traditionally did not include mint marks on certain coins during that period. And this detail becomes important because collectors carefully study mint origins to determine rarity and production volume. And even a small variation like this can significantly influence the desirability of a coin in the modern market. A 1965 Lincoln penny without a mint mark in good condition may appear ordinary at first glance, but under closer inspection, it can reveal unique characteristics such as sharp lettering, strong portrait detail, and well-preserved surfaces that suggest limited circulation or careful handling over the years. And these qualities contribute to its appeal among collectors who seek coins that maintain historical integrity. One of the most interesting aspects of such coins is the possibility of minting errors or unusual production, circumstances that occurred during a time when the United States Mint was adapting to new processes and materials. And these transitional moments sometimes resulted in rare varieties that today command attention and higher value in the collector community. The composition of the Lincoln penny around this period was primarily copper-based, which gives the coin its classic reddish-brown appearance. And over time, the color can change depending on exposure to air moisture and handling, and collectors often categorize these coins based on color designations such as red, red-brown, or brown, which directly affect the market value. The design itself, featuring Abraham Lincoln on the obverse side, continues to be admired for its simplicity and historical significance, while the reverse side of earlier wheat pennies displays 2 wheat stalks framing the denomination. And even though the wheat design was replaced before 1965, the association with wheat pennies still influences how collectors describe and evaluate similar coins from nearby years in terms of rarity. A coin does not always need to be extremely old to be valuable, and factors such as condition, minting anomalies, and collector demand play a major role in determining worth. And a 1965 penny without a mint mark in exceptionally preserved condition, or with unique features, can stand out in auctions and private sales. The grading of a coin is another critical element that determines its market value, and professional grading services assess coins based on where luster, strike quality, and overall eye appeal. And a coin graded at a higher level can be worth significantly more than one in average circulated condition. Even if both share the same year and mint characteristics, collectors today often search for coins that tell a story. And a 1965 Lincoln penny without a mint mark represents a connection to a transformative time in American coinage. And this narrative adds intangible value that goes beyond the metal content or face value of the coin itself. The current market value of such a coin can vary widely depending on its condition and any unique attributes. And while a typical example in circulated condition might only be worth a few cents to a few dollars, a well-preserved or rare variation can reach values ranging from $20 to several $100s, and in exceptional cases even higher when sold through specialized auctions, online marketplaces, coin shows, and professional dealers all play a role in establishing the current market trends and prices, and collectors often compare recent sales data to determine a fair value for their coins. And this dynamic environment means that the value of a 1965 penny without a mint mark can fluctuate over time based on demand and availability. Another factor that enhances the uniqueness of a coin is its historical journey from the moment it was minted to the present day, and each scratch, tone change, or sign of wear reflects its passage through countless hands and transactions, and this silent history adds character that collectors deeply appreciate. For new collectors, the appeal of discovering a potentially valuable coin in everyday change or old collections adds excitement and motivation to learn more about numismatics, and coins like the 1965 Lincoln penny, without a mint mark, serve as an accessible entry point into a hobby that combines history, art, and investment potential. In conclusion, the Lincoln Wheat penny legacy continues to influence how collectors view and value coins from surrounding years, and a 1965 penny without a mint mark in good condition holds a special place due to its historical context, unique features, and potential market value. And whether valued at a modest amount or a surprisingly high price, it remains a fascinating piece of American numismatic heritage that captures the imagination of collectors around the world. Next up, the Lincoln Wheat penny of 1966 belongs to a long-running series of United States coins that began in 1909 to honor the 100th anniversary of Abraham Lincoln's birth. And this coin carried forward the same basic design that Americans had already known for decades, and it represents a time when the country was going through social and economic change, while still holding onto familiar symbols in everyday life. This coin features the portrait of Abraham Lincoln on the front, which was originally designed by Victor David Brenner, and his image remained steady and recognizable through the years. And by 1966, this design had become one of the most iconic images in American coinage, and it symbolized stability and continuity in a rapidly changing world. On the reverse side of the coin, the wheat ears design is actually no longer present in 1966, because the wheat reverse ended in 1958 and was replaced by the Lincoln Memorial design. 1959, yet many collectors still refer to pennies in a general sense as wheat pennies, which can create confusion. But the 1966 penny actually shows the Lincoln Memorial on the back. Instead, the absence of a mint mark on the 1966 penny is normal, because during that time, the United States Mint removed mint marks from coins between 1965 and 1967 in an effort to discourage coin hoarding, and this makes the 1966 penny without mint mark a standard issue rather than a special variation. The historical context of the 1966 penny is important because it was produced during a coin shortage era in the United States, when demand for coins exceeded supply, and the government took steps to increase production and reduce collecting pressure, which included removing mint marks and continuing older date styles. The metal composition of the 1966 penny consists mostly of copper with a small percentage of zinc, which gives the coin its reddish-brown appearance when new, but over time coins in rough condition often turn dark brown or even develop uneven surfaces due to circulation and environmental exposure. A coin described as being in rough condition usually shows heavy wear, including flattened details, scratches, discoloration, and possible damage. And while such a condition reduces collector value significantly, it can still hold interest depending on rarity or error. Features the idea that a 1966 penny without mint mark in rough condition is extremely rare or highly valuable is generally not accurate, because millions of these coins were produced and circulated widely, making them common even today, unless they have unusual characteristics or mint errors. Unique features that could increase the value of a 1966 penny include doubled die errors, off-center strikes, or other minting anomalies. And these are the types of details collectors search for carefully, because they can transform an otherwise ordinary coin into something much more desirable in the current coin market. A typical 1966 penny without mint mark in rough condition is usually worth only a small amount, often just a few cents above face value, and sometimes only its copper value, unless it possesses a rare error or exceptional historical significance. Coins that are in better condition, such as uncirculated examples with bright luster and sharp details, can command higher prices, though even then the value is generally modest compared to truly rare coins from earlier years, or with significant minting errors. The perception of value in coins often comes from online claims or viral stories, suggesting that common coins are worth large sums of money. And while there are indeed rare pennies worth thousands of dollars, the average 1966 penny does not fall into that category. Collectors who are interested in Lincoln pennies often focus on completing sets or finding coins with unique features rather than relying on common dates and condition alone, and understanding grading and authentication plays a major role in determining real market value. The market value of any coin can fluctuate based on demand, collector interest, and metal prices. But for a 1966 penny without mint mark in rough condition, the realistic market value remains low unless verified by experts to have a rare and desirable trait. In conclusion, the 1966 Lincoln penny without mint mark is an interesting piece of American coinage history, tied to a unique period of mint policy and production changes. But despite claims of high value, its true worth depends on condition, rarity, and special features, and most examples in rough condition remain affordable and widely available to collectors. Next up, this video explores the story of a United States coin that many collectors search for today, which is the Lincoln cent from 1967 with no mint mark. And it is often misunderstood in online discussions as a wheat penny. But it is actually part of the Lincoln Memorial series that was produced in the mid-1960s during an important period of American coin production. Changes the United States Mint introduced the Lincoln cent in 1909 to honor President Abraham Lincoln, and for decades the reverse design showed wheat ears, which is why collectors call those coins wheat pennies. But by 1959, the design changed to the Lincoln Memorial reverse, and that design continued through 1967. And beyond, the 1967 Lincoln cent was struck during a time when the United States removed mint marks from most circulating coins due to a national coin shortage policy. So many coins from this year do not show a mint mark, and this is completely normal and not an error. Many people today mistakenly believe that a 1967 no mint mark cent is extremely rare. But in reality, millions of these coins were produced at the Philadelphia Mint, and they entered circulation widely across the United States, making them very common in everyday pocket change. The composition of the 1967 cent is primarily copper and zinc with a copper coating that gives it the familiar reddish-brown appearance when new, and over time, these coins develop darker tones as they circulate and age, which can affect their visual appeal to collectors in fine condition, which means the coin shows moderate wear but still retains clear details of Lincoln's portrait. And the Lincoln Memorial on the reverse, the value of a 1967 cent typically remains very low, and is usually only a few cents to a small number of dollars, depending on collector demand. Even though the coin is not rare, there are certain conditions that can increase interest, such as extremely high mint state grades, where the coin appears almost perfect with strong luster and sharp details. And these examples can sometimes reach higher prices in the collector market. The absence of a mint mark on this coin is often misunderstood by new collectors who think it indicates a special era coin. But in 1967, the lack of mint marks was intentional due to mint policy, and therefore it does not add significant premium value on its own. Collectors often examine these coins for unique features such as die cracks, double die errors, or striking imperfections that can occur during production. And while most 1967 cents are normal standard strikes, rare error varieties can sometimes attract higher bids. The Lincoln Memorial design on the reverse side is one of the most recognizable features of this coin, showing a detailed depiction of the Lincoln Memorial building, with small inscriptions and fine lines that can still be visible even on circulated. Examples in fine condition market value for a regular 1967 cent in fine condition usually stays close to face value or slightly above, and even in uncirculated condition, most examples remain affordable, making them popular for beginner collectors rather than high-value investors. The coin also reflects a significant era in United States history, when coin production was changing due to economic demands and increased circulation needs, which led to simplified production processes and removal of certain design elements like mint marks. For several years, some collectors enjoy building complete date sets of Lincoln cents, and the 1967 issue is an important part of that collection. Even though it does not carry high monetary value, it still holds historical and educational importance in numismatics. Online marketplaces sometimes exaggerate the value of this coin by calling it rare or highly valuable, but experienced collectors understand that true rarity depends on condition, mint errors, and population reports rather than just the date or absence of a mint mark. In conclusion, the 1967 Lincoln cent with no mint mark is a common United States coin that belongs to the Memorial series, and while it is not a rare wheat penny, it still remains an interesting collectible for those who appreciate American coin history, and its typical market value today stays low unless exceptional mint state condition or rare errors are present. Next up, today we are diving deep into one of the most talked about collectible coins from United States coin history, the Lincoln cent, and its connection with rare 1968 mint mark pieces that collectors often search for in high-interest condition, this video explores the full journey of the coin, its background, its story, and why some examples in extremely fine, preserved state can reach surprising attention in modern coin market discussions, where collectors and investors look for hidden value. Everyday pocket change that may have been saved across decades, the Lincoln Cent series began in early 1909 to honor President Abraham Lincoln, and it became one of the longest-running coin designs in United States history. This coin replaced earlier designs and introduced the famous portrait of Lincoln on the front side, while the back design changed over time, making it a fascinating subject for collectors who study historical transitions in American currency and understand how coin design reflects national memory and cultural identity across generations of mint production. Originally, the Lincoln Cent featured the wheat ears design on the reverse side, which is why many people refer to early pennies as wheat pennies. This design lasted until 1958 and became highly popular among collectors because it represents a strong historical era in American minting history, where coins were made with more traditional artistic style and carried symbolic agricultural elements that reflected national values during that time period of production and circulation. By 1959, the reverse design changed from wheat ears to the Lincoln Memorial design, which means that a 1968 penny is not technically a wheat penny, but rather part of the Memorial Cent series produced by United States mint facilities, including the Denver Mint, which uses the D mint mark that is often seen on the coin. This detail is very important for collectors who correctly identify and classify coins based on minting era and production facility. The 1968 D Lincoln Cent was produced in very large quantities, which means it is not normally considered rare in circulated condition. However, coin collecting value does not depend only on mintage numbers. It also depends heavily on condition, rarity, strike quality, and preservation state, which is why certain examples that remain in extremely high-grade condition can still attract strong attention in collector markets, even when the base coin itself is common in circulation history. When collectors refer to mint condition, they mean a coin that has never been used in circulation and still retains its original shine, surface detail, and sharp strike features. Coins in this state are often stored carefully for decades and may come from original mint rolls or special storage collections. This is where a 1968 D Lincoln Cent can become significantly more desirable, especially if it shows strong luster and no signs of wear from handling or circulation. The value of a 1968 D Lincoln Cent in normal circulated condition is usually very low, often just face value. But in uncirculated or mint state condition, especially in higher grading levels, the value can increase depending on grading, service results, eye appeal, and demand from collectors who focus on high-grade modern cents. Some exceptional examples can reach prices ranging from a few dollars, significantly higher amounts when certified in top condition. One of the unique features of the 1968 D Lincoln Cent is its copper composition appearance during that period. Even though the metal content had already shifted from earlier wheat penny formulations, collectors still appreciate the warm copper tone and the detailed engraving of Abraham Lincoln portrait on the front side, which can show different levels of strike quality depending on how the coin was produced at the Denver Mint during that specific year of minting. Another important aspect that influences value is the presence of mint errors or unusual strike characteristics. Coins that show doubling, misalignment, off-center strikes, or unusual planchet conditions can become highly collectible because error coins are always in limited supply and attract specialized collectors who focus on minting mistakes as a separate category of numismatic value beyond standard circulation, grading, and condition assessment systems used in the coin market. Today, the Denver Mint marked coins with a small D symbol, which helps identify where the coin was produced. This detail is critical in coin collecting because mint location can sometimes influence rarity and demand, depending on production volume and historical interest. The 1968 D Cent is widely available, but certain high-grade certified examples with strong eye appeal can still stand out in auctions and private sales where collectors compete for premium quality coins. Coin grading plays a major role in determining market value. Professional grading services evaluate coins based on surface condition, strike sharpness, luster, and overall preservation. Coins are then assigned numerical grades that help standardize value in the market. A 1968 D Lincoln Cent in top mint state grade can be significantly more valuable than lower grade examples, even if both coins come from the same production year and mint facility. Collectors also pay attention to original red color designation, which refers to coins that still maintain their original copper red tone without fading or oxidation. Coins that retain this color in high-grade condition are often labeled as red cents and can command higher prices in the collector market because they represent better preservation quality and stronger visual appeal compared to coins that have turned brown or mixed tone over time due to environmental exposure. The modern coin market for Lincoln cents is influenced by online auctions, collector forums, and certified grading population reports which track how many coins exist in each grade level. This data helps determine rarity levels and pricing trends. For example, if very few 1968 D cents exist in highest grades, then those specific examples can achieve premium market attention. Even if the general coin is considered common in circulation history, current market value for a 1968 D Lincoln cent in average circulated condition remains very low, but in uncirculated mint state condition values can range higher depending on grade, certification, and collector demand. Some premium examples can reach notable dollar amounts, especially when they are fully red with strong strike and no visible marks, making them attractive for serious numismatic collections focused on modern United States coinage. In conclusion, the 1968 D Lincoln cent represents an important part of United States modern coin history. Even though it is not a rare coin in general circulation, its value can increase significantly based on condition, rarity, preservation, and collector interest. This makes it a fascinating example of how everyday coins can sometimes hold unexpected value when carefully preserved and evaluated within the structured world of coin collecting and numismatic grading systems. Thanks for watching.